Okay, in this video I'm going to show you how to work with SketchUp and not really rely on a CAD overlay. In this case I did bring in a PDF of a plan that I drafted in CAD, but I'm not actually going to work over it. I just have it in here as a reference. So let me show you how you get started. This is the base model that I've produced for this cafe project for color and lighting. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a copy of just the floor and, yes, the imported base plan of this cafe. So let me get started. And I am going to click on the floor, hold down the Shift key, click on the CAD plan, move, tap the Option key to make a copy, and then I'm going to start pulling it straight down. So my strategy for actually building this CAD model is I already have the exterior shell. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to work very intensively on the interior. You can see up here is a rendering that I managed to do just before we had to leave the campus in Lumion. And it gives me a really good overview of my design intentions, particularly materials and lighting. My hope is this fall, that's the soonest we'll be able to be back on campus, we can take our SketchUp models and render them in Lumion. I also see a few flaws in particularly the lighting design of this project. The back corner here is kind of dim, but that's another issue entirely. Let's just talk about getting started in SketchUp and not having to trace over your CAD file. So, zooming in, and I'm going to start real basic here. I just have my 2D floor plan. It's a component. It lets me work on top of it. Let me switch to top view. And I am going to put in, I have a back wall here, and I'm going to put that in. The back wall is 7 foot 6 inches off of this wall. So I'm going to draw a line, and I'm going to start here. I'm going to type 7 foot 6. And then I'm going to come across here, and that has given me the beginnings of my back wall. I'm going to do a little more here. I'm going to fill in this part here. Oops, it gets cut off. But that's where I have my printed plan. 8 foot 6 is the dimension that I have for this wall. So I'm going to come in, click, go over, type 8 foot 6, go down. I'll stop there. I could keep going. So I'm going to just rough this in. I want to just show you that you can be every bit as precise by typing in your distances and measurements in SketchUp as you can in AutoCAD. So you could really be starting out with a sketch plan. Maybe the next time I do this demonstration, I'll take it from a hand sketch that's been scanned in, just to show you that you can do this. Okay, so I'm going to do another line. I'm coming in, and this wall comes over 8 feet. So I'm going to start here. I'm going to come across 8 feet and go down. Okay. I'll draw in this back wall here. 6 inches, so I go down 6. I'm just going to go over and run into this line over here, and it remembers the dimension, which is quite nice in SketchUp to do that. Hopefully that's all linked up. just delete that little piece in there. Yes, and now I have a surface which I can extrude. This happens to go the full height of the space, which is 15 feet. So I'm going to start pushing and pulling this. I'm going to use this, and I'm going to go up, and I'm going to type 15 feet. I'm going to go over here. This is a little bit different. There's a thick wall. I have like this display wall that's got an apparent thickness to it. And that's actually going to be equivalent of 18 inches thick. So let me go back to top view. I'm going to come in here. I'm going to go down 18. And I'm going to go over until I hit this line. And then I'm going to draw one more line here, over 6, up. I don't have to, but it just makes life a little easier. I'll remove that little line in there. And you can see the sort of shimmering effect. It means that two surfaces are coexisting. As soon as I extrude it, it won't be a problem, but you may wind up with this in SketchUp. And I'm going to use the push-pull tool. I'm going to pull this up, and I'll just align it with that. It goes up the full 15 feet of the space. Okay, so this is the beginning. I can go on, and that's how I created all the rest of this, was basically drawing the lines off of existing lines, bearing in mind that what's here is the existing exterior wall, which has to stay. And then later what I will do is I'll put the interior back into the exterior model. This is the way that I find is most effective for constructing designs that have complex interiors and exteriors. So I'm going to stop there and hope that this has helped you and convinced you that you don't need a CAD underlay to work with precision in SketchUp.